And he promised us that by 2013, the North Pole would vanish. It would vanish. You know why it would vanish? Why? There's global warming out there. Oops! Little problem happened on the way to the disaster that's making sure everyone gets $4.7 billion of your tax dollars. The global ice sheet isn't decreasing. Not like Al Gore said, it's vanished. Far from it. It's actually, oops, increasing. That's right. We have more ice on the poles, not less. I don't care. They can show you all this, you know, the ice falling off and the video clips and the little climate guys and stuff like that. Oh, it's not. It's getting bigger. Here's old Antarctic, this wider range. That's new Antarctic. It's getting bigger.
And who was the guy that you played from the mail? David Rose, didn't you? Geez, it's funny. I happen to bring a clip with me today that shows what a liar David Rose is. And he shows how he makes you guys look like a bunch of monkeys and a bunch of buffoons because you don't do your research. You don't do your homework. And the next time up, I'll play you the clip and you'll go, Rich, wow, I can't believe somebody bamboozled me and I never thought about it. And why? Because you don't question anything. Why do you think I wear question marks? Marty, you tell me something, I'm going to go out of my way to find out if it's true or not. That's why the show is called Who's Telling the Truth? I'm not going to let somebody bamboozle me. And Marty, if you could, while the clip is playing, I want you to get the article from David Rose so we could show you where you're getting your sources from. The one that's the Daily Mail.
The satellite pictures of the...
Yeah. Okay, so John, we're going to play clip number 8. It's the latest myth from the Mail. And guys, you'll see, we're gonna show you the clip, we're going to show you the article, and you guys can be the judge. And then you might come after Marty and say, Marty, what are you doing to me? Why are you trying to trick me? Why are you trying to pull the wool over my eyes? And guys, like I said earlier, it's not Marty's fault. He's not, he just doesn't know. He's ignorant. And when I say ignorant, it doesn't mean stupid. He's not aware of the fact that the Koch brothers will go out of their way and spend any amount of money to make people like Marty say the thing he does. Marty, I don't mean to insult, and kids, and Marty's kids, look, it's his sources, kids. It's where he gets his information from. This is the problem. So, John, we'll play clip 8, and the clip will speak for itself.
This is just a quick video in response to a new wave of claims that the Earth is cooling and that we have record ice cover in the Arctic. Which researchers are reporting this based on what data and published in which peer-reviewed journal? None, of course, because the claims are coming from people who don't read scientific journals. They get all the science they need from the Daily Mail. For the umpteenth time in 2 years, the Mail is proclaiming that the world is cooling. And to prove it, we have a record return of the Arctic ice cap in August 2013. Well, here's an idea. Instead of believing the headlines in the Daily Mail, how about checking with the people who should know, the National Snow and Ice Data Center, the NSIDC. They monitor Arctic ice cover, and there's no record return of Arctic ice at all. In fact, according to them, cover for August 2013 was 398,000 square miles below the 1981 to 2010 average for August, and similar to the years 2008 to 2010. In addition, ice volume is going down because not only is the ice extent retreating, the ice itself is getting thinner. So where does the Daily Mail get its figures from? From David Rose, the tabloid journalist who keeps churning out stories about how the world is cooling based on the junk scientists' favorite technique, projecting long-term trends from short-term cherry-picked time intervals. It works like this. Nothing in weather or climate happens in a straight line, because there are always dips, peaks, and wobbles in every trend. So although we've had 35 years of declining Arctic ice cover, it obviously isn't going to move in a straight line. There are going to be bad years, like 2007 and 2012, where ice is at record lows, and that obviously means the following year ice cover will be higher. So all you have to do is wait for a record low, compare it to the year that follows, and you can create an upward trend. We saw how Christopher Monckton did this based on 2 years' worth of data.
By 2008, half of that missing ice had come back. By 2009, nearly all of it had come back.
And now David Rose is doing it based on 1 year's worth of data. That sleight of hand should be easy for most people to understand, but for the average Daily Mail reader, I'll have to make it simpler still. Now, we all agree that temperatures will rise in London between January and July. And we all know that you're not going to get a continual rise in temperature, with each day being successively warmer than the previous one, right? So on May the 5th it might be 68 degrees, but the next day it might be 64 degrees. Now, according to the David Rose theory, this would send alarm bells ringing in the tabloid press, because it's a clear indication that Britain is cooling. In fact, if we plot those 2 points and draw a graph, it clearly shows that by July, London will be well below freezing. Now, hands up all those who really think that such an absurd conclusion can be reached. Okay, the Daily Mail readers have all put their hands up. As for the accompanying claim of a prediction that the Arctic would be ice-free by 2013, it pays to read the story rather than the headline, David. The BBC was quoting one researcher, Professor Wisław Maslowski, whose model shows much faster ice melt than other models. These other teams, the BBC reports in the body of the story, have variously produced dates for an open summer ocean that, broadly speaking, go out from about 2040 to 2100. And there's a quote in the same BBC story from another Arctic ice expert, Professor Peter Wadhams, who said, "It might not be as early as 2013, but it will be soon, much earlier than 2040. My thinking on this is that 2030 is not an unreasonable date to be thinking of." Did you miss that, David, or feel it wasn't worth reporting, just as the record low ice volume and the 3 decades of ice cover data outside of the 1 year you chose weren't worth reporting either?
Guys, watching that clip is like watching Fox News, isn't it? They just want to tell you what they want you to believe. They don't want to tell you what's true. Guys, I want to thank Marty. Marty's been a gentleman. I mean, really. You really have. I thought this worked out better than...
It was good. I really appreciate it, and I appreciate having a fair and open exchange of ideas and opinions, and I thought I learned something.
Oh, we got to talk to all our buddies, too. My Uncle Joe and his T-Billy Jihadists that live up in Catskills,
And Dick and Antoine, see you soon.
All right, guys, it was a lot of fun. We'll see you on YouTube. Take care.